Would you like to know how you can achieve real success guaranteed? If so, you're in the right place. This is Mack Payne here, continuing with my series on Real Success Guaranteed, specifically the 5 principles of success that can help you do anything. I know that's true because I've used the 5 principles of success that I cover in the Real Success Guaranteed program. I know that they work because I've used them. I started up a little business in Naples, Florida, and I applied the 5 principles of success to that difficult operation of starting a new business. In a relatively short period of time, I built that business into the largest cultured marble manufacturing operation in the state of Florida. I was so excited, I like to tell others about it, and that's what I'm doing here. So far in this series, I have talked to you about the definition of success because so many people don't even know what success is. They think it has to do strictly with money. Now it could, but that's not the real thing success does. The definition of success is, as Earl Nightingale said, the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Success is a process. It's got to be progressive. You move toward it. There's got to be a realization there. You've actually got to make things happen. It's got to be worthy. It cannot be based on an unworthy subject. Also, it involves a goal. Goal setting is the key to this entire Real Success Guaranteed program. Then I went on to talk about the different principles of success. I encourage you to go back to some of those previous parts of this program. You can find them at my YouTube channel, Mack Payne. Start out with number 1 and go all the way through. There's going to be 5 of them. This is the 5th and final program. In this part of the program, I'm going to cover success principle number 4 and 5. I've talked about goal setting, getting first things first, and enthusiasm. Now we're going to move on to another principle that you wouldn't think is that important, but it is. That is success principle number 4, and then some. Take that extra step. If you go into your success program with the attitude of, what is the least I can do to accomplish this goal? How little can I do to get by with it? If you go into it with that attitude, it's not going to work. And then you're going to complain about it actually doesn't work. And then some means you take an extra step. And that's biblical. In the Bible it says if someone asks you to go a mile with them, go 2. If they ask you for your shirt, give them your coat. It does not seem like it, but whenever you do that, generally you will be repaid many times over. Anytime you're working on your goal, you've got to do a little extra. Think about this. When you're working with someone and you ask them to do something and they complain or else they do just the minimum, how do you feel? Not too good, but if this person you're working with does more and then some in fulfilling your request that you asked them to do, how do you feel toward them? You're going to be favorable. You're going to have a tendency to help them. And that's the same thing with you. And then some. Apply a little bit extra and it'll be repaid greater than your effort there. One good example of this is sort of going overboard, I think, about and then some. Frank Perdue started up Perdue Farms that produced lots of chickens up in Maryland. He always would go and then some in whatever he did in his business. To me, the greatest example of going a little bit more is he decided to install a jet engine from a jet airliner in his operation to make sure all the hairs on the chickens were removed. It was difficult to do that, and many of his competitors did not remove the hair on the chicken. He spent $250,000 installing a jet engine facility in his chicken processing plant to make sure all the hair was off the chicken. And guess what? He was repaid many times over with increased sales due to the product that he was putting out. That is sort of an extreme example, but it applies to whatever you're doing. Remember, success principle number 4 is and then some. Whatever you do in your project, always do a little extra. It's also good to have a little reserve. When you do a little extra, you'll always have a little reserve because things aren't always going to be perfect for you as you proceed in your success program. It's good to have a little reserve there. That's what and then some does. That is the success principle number 4. Very important. So far, we've started out with number 1, set for yourself a goal of excellence. Number 2, get first things first. Number 3, be enthusiastic. Number 4 is and then some. Always do a little extra in whatever you're doing in relation to your success project. And now we come to success principle number 5. I saved this one for last because it is nothing more than a dirty 4-letter word. And that is W-O-R-K. Work. You now have to work your plan. You now have to put it into action. You must act as well as think. You must align your actions with your intentions. You have to work to make sure that your plan turns out the way you want it to. You want to be successful, and that's how you do it. And now we've come to the end of this program. I've talked to you about the Real Success Guaranteed program that is based on 5 principles of success. I'm going to run through them one more time real quick. So make sure you make some notes if you're serious about being successful. Set for yourself a worthy goal of excellence and follow all the suggestions I made about goal setting. Success principle number 2 is commit yourself to getting first things first. Come up with a plan that is going to help you accomplish your goal. The most exciting one to me is success principle number 3. Become enthusiastic about your goal program. Become excited about the success of your program and what it's going to do for you. Make sure it's a strong enthusiasm. Then number 4, commit yourself to going that extra step and then some. Whatever you do when you are working toward your goal, always go one step beyond. Don't sit back and say, what's the least I can do to make this happen? Because if you do that, it's not going to happen. Last but not least is success principle number 5, good old work. Get out there and make it happen. You can do it. If you would follow those 5 principles of success, you will achieve real success guaranteed. This is Mack Payne. Thank you so much for listening to this program. I encourage you to look at all of them. I also ask that you will like this video and that you will subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have some more exciting news coming up for you, so don't miss it. Thank you very much.